This is Matrix Lord 212. A little late start there. Sorry, guys. I want to talk today about society and what I deem as the downfall of different things going on in this world. Back in the day, you had customer service and retail. You had people going out of their way to help you. Sales were great. The economy was in a lot better position. Nowadays, if I go to talk about today and reflect about yesterday, there's a lot of things going on in this country that has fallen apart. I'm not saying that the country's fallen apart. I'm saying that, well, let's talk about retail first of all. Um, every time I go into a store, just about 90% of the time, there is never anybody to help you, ever. Um, the cash wraps are shrinking. There is no like I went to the mall, they have stores, and I'm all of a sudden there used to be so many registers everywhere. Where these are like what I'm talking about is not I'm not necessarily talking about the mall. I'm talking about the stores that are connected to the mall. These big chains, like Sears, Macy's, J.C. Penney's, whatever. I'm not mentioning any specific one, but there used to be registers everywhere. Okay, and the registers are shrinking now. I know that J.C. Penney's, their new CEO, whatever, was talked about eliminating registers altogether, and having something towards the effect like what Apple, where they have a guy walking around with a scanner and just rings you up by scanning stuff or something, and that's it. Or maybe one register or something. Which, you know what, I see it already in J.C. Penney's. I mean, the registers are getting eliminated, but uh, I do feel that part of the problem with the economy is that everybody's looking for a way to save a buck because they're all panicking that the economy's bad. That they're trying to cut corners, and in cutting corners, they're trying to reinvent the wheel. Okay, don't reinvent the wheel. Let me tell you why. Because the wheel has gotten us places, okay? And when you try to reinvent it, you ain't going anywhere while you're trying to reinvent it. You're in a standstill, okay? So while you're trying to reinvent something, you're just dormant. You're stuck. You're suspended. And to say that, oh my God, we spend millions of dollars on a cash wrap and spend so much money on cashiers, and oh, we're going to do something that's going to change the company for the better and eliminate all that. Let me tell you something. We're not ready for that, okay? Um, Sometimes change is good and sometimes change is disastrous. And from all my years of experience in retail, when I see dramatic change, it always ended up in companies going out of business. A lot of companies that I worked for going out of business because they did stupid things like trying to change their whole business model and, oh, we're going to do this different. If it worked, don't. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Okay. If the economy's bad, then figure out you know, why isn't there people to help people in the store? You used to go to a suit department, people used to like measure you. And then if someone's not going to help me, if I'm buying a suit, and someone's not going to help me, like measure me and take the time out to help me, I'm just not going to buy a suit there. If someone's not going to help me when I go buy a shirt or whatever and ask a question if something's sold out, if you have to walk around for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, something's wrong. If you finally bump into somebody and they say, "Oh, I'll be with you in like 20 minutes, a half hour," guess what? That's the end of that sale. And you know what? It isn't just from me; it's from everybody. Okay, you cannot destroy the basic foundations of retail, customer service. There has to remain customer service. I don't care if you're one of these new kids and it looks good on paper, it won't work. Okay? This is why the economy is even worse than ever because people add to it to make it worse than ever. Okay? You have to have the cash wrap. In fact, you should make it better than ever. Okay? Um, and one of the big problems too is the economy's so bad, people are trying to throw add-ons to you down your friggin' throat. Okay, if I want to buy something and I'm waiting online, and now I have to wait another 15 minutes for someone to sign up somebody for their card, their discount card, their credit card, guess what? Goodbye. Because, and this is what is happening. People flat out, I've seen it, I've done it, people flat out walk off the line, okay? Because you're the next in line. There's one person ahead of you. And guess what? They're signing someone up for a credit card or a discount card, and you're sitting there. And you know what? Dude, if that's more important to you, for you to get that big dollar or $2, and you don't want my 150 that I have in my hand, guess what? God bless you, okay? Because I'm leaving. And I'm not better than anybody else, but you know what though? Everybody's time is crucial in this day and age, okay? And do I want to sit online for a half hour when there's one person ahead of me, or 20 minutes, 15 minutes? No, I don't. If I don't have to, you ring the person. I was always trained when I was in retail. You ring the person up, yeah, you push the add-ons or whatever, but you get them in and get them out. That's it. You don't have conversations. You don't you piss off the customers waiting online. And I've seen this so many times. Past couple weeks, people walk out. Okay, so if this video finds anybody, here's the thing. I've been in retail for 20 years. Okay, customer service needs to be reestablished. The cash wraps need to be restored. And the payroll, dude, you want to cut payroll and you want to leave one person in the store, and then the store gets robbed and then you blame the person and you go through managers like water. Guess what? Use the payroll, okay? If you use the payroll, if you give the payroll to the stores and stop trying to listen. The whole thing is this: these companies, they're doing bad. Guess what? They're trying to keep their profits, keep their bonuses, keeping this, but they're destroying the very company that they're working for. You're cutting payroll down so much, thinking, "Oh my God, I don't want nobody standing around." Listen, back in the day, there was people that were standing around waiting to help people. Okay, nowadays, these people are not really trained when they take over in the retail stores with customer service in their head. And guess what? It's falling on deaf ears. I mean, you cannot have one person in like a $2 million store taking care of everybody. It doesn't work. You don't. The purpose of a manager is to manage a staff, not to be in a store by himself. That's what a manager is. If you have no one to manage, you're a cashier, you're a stock person. Okay, and this is what's happening in retail too. These companies, they're trying to cut corners. They'll have the manager work in the store by himself. You're not a manager, okay? And you shouldn't be. You should get overtime. You should get whatever. No management salary. There's no staff to manage. Okay, so these people, these retail companies, they're confusing the titles: manager, assistant manager, key holder, cashier, stock person. That's not happening. There's one person running the store, and then maybe they'll have relief because of labor laws. But this is ridiculous. This is all over the place. That's why I don't even want to do retail anymore, to tell you the truth. Who wants to go back to that where, at my age now, I'm older now, I'm going to sit in the store for 60, 70 hours a week. I'm going to work without eating or whatever until someone comes in from let's say 9 o'clock to 5 o'clock or 4 o'clock. Who the hell wants that? And that's another reason why you need to go and get an education so you don't do retail. And you make something out of your life, and you become a doctor, you become whatever. I mean, I'm writing books, and hopefully this will pay off where it will sustain me for the rest of my life. But if it doesn't, back to the retail I go for now. But you have to, in life, get an education right away. Out of high school, boom, go into college. You do great grades in junior high. You get into a great high school. You get great grades in high school. You can take your SATs. You go into a great college. And you don't just stop at your bachelor's. You go with, master's, whatever. And you keep evolving. And that's what people need to do. This is something that will be embedded in my kids' head, because you know what? I don't want to see my kids working in McDonald's or someplace minimum wage. You're working, you're busting your butt. I mean, I worked so hard. When I first started, when I was 18, the amount of lifting I did and everything, my back is killing me 20 years later, okay? And you know what? For what? At the time, for $4.25 an hour, to have my back damaged years later because of it. $4.25? Really? Really? What do they pay now? Like not even $8 an hour? And you're going to kill yourself? I'm going to have my kids kill themselves in retail? No, I'm going to do whatever I can to make these books successful and become rich so they don't have to do that. I want them to have a college education. But you know what? This is ridiculous. And this is why kids are lazy, because they're smart. They're not stupid. They're like, why am I going to break my back for $7, $8 an hour and then later on be, have damage. They're educated. They're not stupid. And this is why, like, if you're going to do that work, you got to pay these people way more than that. People need to wake up, and they need to change the very structure of these jobs. Stop thinking about the ultimate profit. You want to profit ultimately? Make the company the best you could possibly make it. Don't of course don't go like payroll like crazy, but you have to have a staff, a manager, an assistant, a stock person, a cashier. You have to have a staff, and even if the store is little, if there's a manager, there has to be a staff. You can't have somebody. You can't expect somebody to work from wee hours in the morning into the wee hours in the afternoon. And certain places I worked, I would do an inventory, okay, at like 6 in the morning, and then be expected to be there till nighttime. Are you out of your mind? That's like slave labor. I mean, no. And you know what? This is going on. It's all over. The news don't talk about it because it's not story worthy or whatever. But this is the real world. Okay, you want to go into retail, you expect to work like crazy hours. All right. And people try to eliminate full time and benefits and everything. People working full time, they're not getting paid full time hours. They're not getting paid benefits because everybody's worried about saving a buck. So you'll have a part time that's working full time hours and they won't get nothing. It's sad. And then when you go to fight the company, there's such a $1 billion company, you won't win. And who has the time to get a lawyer and fight this company for years? Not happen in reality, okay? And it's sad because half these companies too, they don't want you to take breaks. Yeah, they have it for the laws to look. They got the poster on the board, everything. They don't want you to take breaks, and they get pissed if you do. I don't know how. I can't tell you how many places I worked for where they would get really friggin' annoyed if you're on break. Don't you need energy to replenish yourself so you could pack out a store? You get like 1,500-piece trucks. You get this. You get that. You need to eat, right? To get your energy back, right? You can't be working like a machine. And this is what's going on. It's sad. Everything is falling apart. Um, you know, the economy is bad. People say, it's not. Let me tell you something. They said unemployment is going down. Wonder why it's going down? It's because unemployment is up for people, okay? And they're not getting unemployment. They're not getting anything. They're not getting no income, okay? No income at all. And it's not even on record. So, yeah, unemployment's going down because all those people that were collecting unemployment, when the economy went to crap, they're not getting nothing now, unless they get a welfare or something like that. But some people don't want to do that. Some people, they have pride. They want to work for a living. They want to get a job. They want this, and then it's really hard. It's really hard. Um, I'm not one that beats the system. I mean, I don't want to, I'm out there with the books and everything like that. I'm trying to do whatever I can. But, you know, it's just, if you really calculated the unemployment rate in New York City, I would say it's over like 15, 16%. Uh, and you see it. I see it when I go into retail. These stores have the lights off in the daytime because they don't want to pay. They don't want to pay the electricity. That's how bad it is. Uh, they have malls now that the mall would pay for the electricity for the stores. They don't even want to do that now. As it is, you have to deal with the hard rent, but now you have to pay for electricity too. Wow, that's all I gotta say. Um, and then they raise the rents like astronomically. It's like, are you kidding? Some of these stores they can't even survive in a mall. Um, these have so many cool stuff in my mall, and they're gone because the rent is just outrageous. I mean, yeah, they're fixing it up, but why? Why is everybody trying to beat everybody? That's my question. Why, when the economy is bad, do you take a product, you shrink the size, and you charge the same exact thing? If the economy is bad, why don't you lower prices, not raise prices, or keep prices the same, but limit the quality of the product? It's just, I mean, I worked in retail. When the economy's bad, they took like 4 diapers out of the package, and they charged the same thing. They took the cookie and they shrunk it. Even pizza places, they have these specials where you get like a cheap price for pizza, but they make the pizza smaller. Now, me, I would know if a pizza's smaller because I love pizza, but are you kidding me? Really? Like, really? Why do that? Why? Like, someone's gonna measure, take the time out to measure. I mean, even these chips and these cookies and like all these foods, they limit the quantities and charge more. They make excuses like, oh, sugar went up, milk went up, this went up. We have to raise the price. We have to do this. Almost $2 for a 2 liter soda. Really? That they have to have deals where it's like back in the day, it wasn't that. They were like $1 or 79 cents or 89 cents. That's ridiculous. Ridiculous. And then you go to the mall and the food is astronomically expensive and it's not even that great. That just blows my mind. So I'm just ranting about retail, ranting about economy. And then you have people that come into this country that they get food stamps, they get welfare, and they're driving around in Mercedes. They're driving around in Mercedes. They're driving around with rocks on their finger that is like $1 million, and they're going and they're using food stamps, EBT cards, whatever. Uh, they what the hell is, and they got the best medical coverage, and someone that's working, they can't get medical coverage. What the hell is going on? A lot of things to do in this country that, I love this country, and I think that, we will overcome and we will do better and things will happen. But you know what? It's got to take more than one person. Someone has to see. And the economy is the start, basically. You know, you want to build the economy, you want people to buy things. First of all, you got to have jobs too. I mean, you know, all these companies, electric companies, everybody, they're cutting everybody. You know, they're cutting the school system. The jobs are shrinking, and unemployment is rising out of control. But it's blocked because these people are not getting the money. Um, Somebody has to really, really step in and take charge. Um, and you have to figure it out. You have to figure out, okay, let's take a risk. Let's create all these jobs, okay? And you got to basically start from the ground up, especially with these retail places too. Yeah, you're gonna have jobs, so people. I mean, people are gonna buy stuff no matter what, like food and everything. But if you have places like food eateries that are going down, that's sad. Um, and places are cutting corners too. You go fast food joints. You go to have like you have to pay 40 cents for sauce now. Really? You got to pay for sauce? Are you kidding? Something's wrong with this picture. Something's wrong with this picture. That stuff that was free before is not free now. What are you gonna do next? You're gonna charge for ketchup, for your fries? I don't understand. As it is, they give you soda that's so watered down with ice, and they charge you an arm and a leg. I mean, basically, when I go there, like I'm starting to not want to get soda because, you know, it's water with a little taste. Um, it's just disgusting what's going on. I would go to movie theaters, and the candy is stale, and it's ridiculous priced because people just can't afford the candy. It's ridiculous, but I get candy when I go. I spend a lot, which I'm crazy, and you know what? When I go sit down in a movie theater, I don't want to have stale gummy bears. I go crazy. I got a hot dog in one theater. The bun was like hard as a rock. Like really? You know, where is the health board there? You have health boards or at restaurants rating them and everything. Where are they in the movie theater? Think about that one. Okay. And then we got stuff in my state that people want to tell you that you can't drink certain size soda. Like that they'll make a law out of it that you get in trouble. Really? What happened to the Constitution? You're gonna tell me um, I can't drink a certain size soda? Really? I don't think so. Um, as it is, there's so much high priced stuff in this state, and you're gonna tell me now how much sugar to put in my coffee, how much size my soda is? Really? Why don't you tell me what kind of toilet paper I should use? And that's even another thing. You're talking about saving money. You're taking the cardboard away from the toilet paper. Please, Really? Fix this country. Let's fix this. Fix this state, fix this country. You know, do something, Congress. Do something. You know? It doesn't even matter what party you're from, really. It doesn't matter if you're a Republican or Democrat, or if you're an independent. You don't need to be any party to see what the heck's going on in this country. Um, I don't care who does it. I don't care if Republican or Democrat does it. Fix this country. Fix it. I had a guy in retail, you know, and I would tell him, okay, I'm by myself in a store, and he was just like, they kept cutting the payroll and everything, and he goes to me, and he always said, he's like, fix it, just fix it, and it's like, really? Oh yeah, and it was fixed, and you know what? My back was like broken afterwards, but come on, fix it. Ugh. Instead of vacations, instead of earmarks and stuff like that, just fix it. Get together. You know what? Stop trying to take away bonuses from bosses and pissing them off where they lay off like thousands of people to keep their bonuses. Stop trying to have the government control retail and just do something, really. Because, I mean, the government's never meant to step in and do that. And it's not a, government that I know of. It's a dictatorship or whatever. I mean, you can't just fix this country. It's a wonderful country. I love this country. It's my favorite, you know. And I still love this country because you know what? Uh, you know, anybody in this country could grow from the bottom and raise themselves up, but it's just little things that grow into a lot that you have to worry about, and something like the economy, which always is in a state of flux, that can be improved, and it can be improved by everyone, really. The retail aspect, all these retail corporate executives, you know what? Don't just, how about this? The economy's bad. Don't reinvent the wheel. Don't. Just flood your store with customer service, flood your store with proper products, flood your store with helping people. If you help people, they will buy something. Okay? Um, and another thing too with the hours. I mean, don't have hours where who's going to shop in your store at 12 o'clock midnight? Like, be conscious about when people shop and when they don't. You know, that's the whole thing when you're making a store schedule too, with the hours if your store is open or not. I never understood that. Not a lot of people are going to come out from midnight for any type of sale, really. Um, Black Friday, that was another thing too. Early bird specials and everything like that. Um, yeah, they work, but then you know what? The store's dead the rest of the day. Why don't you do something to make Black Friday an all-day event where you have early bird specials, but then you have specials later on? Maybe that. You know what I'm saying? Black Friday isn't what it used to be either. It used to be the day that the store could make in one day what it would take months to do. And that's not, you know. Oh, another thing too, like if you're gonna do things with the internet and everything, don't destroy your customer base in the retail stores. Don't like. It's nice to have a web-based thing for your company, but if you're gonna drive away customers from your actual stores, there's a problem. And I think that. And if you have better deals on the internet than your stores, how about different deals? Not necessarily better. It could be equal. And I think that's the problem too. Uh, you know, with all these downloads and everything with video games too, eventually it's going to catch up to the actual stores, and they're going to be obsolete. Just like the record store, the CD store, the music store, and you have to do things to safeguard the structure of live stores. You have to. You shouldn't go away with live stores. You have to have live stores. That's what I think. Don't be a store where you're just walking around and getting scanned. This is not like the 25th century, like where you don't need certain things. I mean, I don't see money being erased from our society. So why would you erase cash wraps? So that's just me ranting about retail, the economy, um, and let me know what you think. All right, bye-bye for now.